Shalom, shalom, shalom. Right, this is part two of Mark of the Beast. Right, we're gonna pick up right where we left off. Satan can't stop the word, man. The word's still gonna go out, man. All right. It says, we left off at Jeremiah 3:3. Therefore, the showers have been withholden, and there have been no latter rain, and thou hadst a whore's forehead, thou refutest to be ashamed. So what that's going into is, look, we played the harlot, we played the whore amongst many nations, going into what all these different doctrines and philosophies instead of turning back to the Most High God. And we wasn't ashamed about it, like it tell you when you continue to read, really all throughout the scriptures, but in the book of Jeremiah, right, chapter 3, like I said, pretty much throughout the entire Bible, of us playing the whores, okay, instead of coming back to the Most High God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, let's get another one. Let's go to the book of let's go to Revelation 14:1. It says, "And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Sinai, on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads." So does that mean that we're literally gonna have Yahweh written on our forehead? Since the mark of the beast has to be the physical thing, it has to be the chip, or it has to be the vaccine. Does that mean we're literally gonna have the word Yahweh written on our forehead? No, that's not what that's going into. That's not what that's talking about. Okay, it's talking about us having the image, the likeness, the way that we walk, the way that we talk, the way that we conduct ourselves, having these laws, statutes, and commandments. Guess what? In us. Okay. I'm gonna read this one more time. That we're gonna go get another precept. It says, "And I looked, and lo, the Lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads," which is Yahweh. But guess what? We're not going to physically, literally have a tattoo of Yahweh on our forehead. Guess what? That's talking about in our minds, okay, in our hearts, which is our mind. Guess what? We meditate day and night upon the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, let me get a precept real quick. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 1:1. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 1:1. It says, bless 1 and verse 2. It says, "But his delight is in the law." I'll start at verse 1. Salakia. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 1:1. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in the law doeth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, and Salakia, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper." So guess what? If you meditating upon these laws, statutes, and commandments day and night, hey, Lord willing, hey, you'll have the name of the Most High God written in your forehead. Okay, that's not a physical, literal thing. That's talking about, guess what? Hey, you got these laws in you. Okay, you walk in the best way that you can in these laws, statutes, and commandments, meditating upon the precepts, meditating upon the breakdowns, meditating upon how can you further and continue to get better into this truth. Meditating upon, okay, when you wake up the next day, okay, hey, this is the day that I'm gonna be better today than I was the day before. Those things of that nature. All right. Let's get another one. Let's go to Ezekiel. Yeah, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 9. Ezekiel 9:3. 4. Actually, Salakia. Let's read Revelation 13 and verse 16 again. Okay, because we've been hitting actually, Salakia. Con. Let's get Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And it reads, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." Right? So did the angels go in this thing? Did they go and set and put a chip, okay, or give them a vaccine to all the people that sighed and that cried for the abominations that was done unto Jerusalem? Is that what the Lord dealing with? Is that what the Lord talking about? No. The angels don't have a damn mark where they gotta go. They got a beeper thing like off a damn Men in Black, and they go and they scan and they like, oh, okay, nope, we not gonna touch them. Then they go to the next one. Oh, nope, he got the mark. We can't touch it. No, man, that's not what the Lord talking about, man. It's a spiritual thing, man. Hey, the Lord don't need that stuff, man. Okay, let's read on. It says, verse 5, "And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary." Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Okay. So as you can see throughout the scriptures, when it's going into the mark, when it's going into the mark of the beast, when it's going into the forehead, the right hand, these different things, is not a physical thing. It's not a physical trait. It's talking spiritually. Okay? It's not talking about the damn H1N1 vaccine or the damn COVID-19 vaccine, man. Okay? It's not talking about damn the tip, whatever tip they talking about, man. That's not what it's talking about. Okay? And you got people that say, well, look, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's read 15 and on down. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 15, and it reads, or Salakia, chapter 13 and verse 16 on down. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Right? So look, guess what? If you a mighty man and you got riches and you famous and all this thing and all this different things, guess what? You still got to be conformed to the ways of this society. You can't say whatever you want out of your mouth, because if you do, guess what? You're gonna get burned by, guess who? Hey, a Babylon the Great, man. They gonna put you back in check real quick. And we and the general public have seen this done many times, man, to different celebrities and athletes and different things of that nature. Okay, even if you on the lower level, guess what? That same thing will happen to you. Just guess what? On the lower level. Okay? Just on the lower level. Right? So, and guess what? And if it says to receive the mark in their right hand, which signifies your strength. Okay, meaning what? You actually do those things. You actually get down with the doctrines and philosophies. You are a homosexual. Guess what? You in the Christianity churches. Guess what? You this and that. You get down with those things, right? And it says, or in their foreheads, meaning what? Guess what? It doesn't mean you got the chip in your forehead. They got a chip implant that's in your forehead. No, what is that going into? You, Salakia, just left my mind that quick. It's a spiritual thing. The Lord is not dealing with chips and vaccines going inside your forehead. Okay, what does the forehead mean? Oh, if the right hand means you actually do those things because the right hand signifies your strength, what does the forehead mean? Okay, your forehead means what? Guess what? You may not necessarily be a homosexual. You may not necessarily believe that Jesus is a so-called white man. But you don't, you like, I ain't really tripping. You one of those people, you like, look, I don't care if they are homosexual. I don't care if they gay, as long as they don't bring that around me. Or you one of those people that say, look, I'm not gay, but if my son was to be gay, then I would support him in everything he does. Hey, you going off, man. You going off as hell, man. All right, that's wicked, man. Okay, let's get the precepts. Okay, so that's what you having the mark in your forehead is going into. Okay, it's going into, look, you don't do those things like the men and women that have it in their right hand, but guess what? You're okay with the doctrines and the philosophies that this world pushes. Okay, let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 17. Salakia. The book of Proverbs, chapter 17 and verse 15. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17 and verse 15. And it reads, He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination unto the Lord. So look, you might not be a homosexual, but guess what? If you justify the homosexuals, you're justifying the people who are in wickedness. Guess what? Both of y'all, you an abomination just like they an abomination. Simply because why? You justifying it. Straight like that, man. That's you having the mark in your forehead. Okay, let's get another one. Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 1. This is the book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 32. And it reads, it says, Who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Okay, so guess what? You knowing the punishment, knowing that it's wrong to be a homosexual, yet you going through and you justifying those things, guess what? You worthy of death just like they worthy of death at the end of the day. You're an abomination just like they're an abomination at the end of the day. Okay, it doesn't matter, right? Let's get another one. Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 6:14. This is the book, Salaki. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. And it reads, it says, Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communication have light with darkness? Okay, so you have no fellowship with if you're not a homosexual, you have no fellowship with a homosexual. If you in this truth, you don't have no reason to be with them. Okay, what fellowship have light with darkness? All right, so once again, if you got the mark of the beast in your right hand, guess what? You put forth and you do those things. You get down with the doctrines and the philosophies and the things that Babylon the Great pushes, right? If you have it in your forehead, then what? Guess what? Hey, you might not necessarily get down with it. You might not necessarily be a homosexual. You might not necessarily be in a Christianity church or believe in those things. But guess what? Hey, you justify it. You justify it. That may not necessarily be you, but hey, look, if my son was to be a homosexual, I'm going to support him in whatever he do. Look, hey, they can be a homosexual all they want. Look, hey, that's them. You got to let them be them. You always got that one Jake too, man, that want to come up and damn save everybody. That want to come up and say, look, you can't tell them how to live their life. Man, yes, we can, man. The Lord told us to tell them how to live their life, man. According to the words of the Most High God, man. That's how you're supposed to live your life. Okay, so let's go back to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16 down to 17. And it reads, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So what is that talking about? Because they love to go to this too. They like, all hell kind of break loose with this one too. They say, oh, look, so you're not going to be able to buy or sell if you don't got the chip. You're not going to be able to buy or sell if you don't have the vaccine. Well, guess what? Nobody that got a beard on their face, fringes on, is going to be able to do anything in the last days, man. It's going to be Jacob's trouble. You're not going to be able to do these different things, man. You're not going to be able to damn go to the store with your damn beard on your face and your fringes. You just coming from camp, and you got your long garment on. The sun done went down, and you going in trying to buy some wine for after the Shabbat. Hey, that you're not gonna be able to do that in those days, man. Hey, we're gonna be pilgrims on the earth, like it tell you in the book of 2nd Esdras, man. We're gonna be on the run, man. First of all, there's that stores are not gonna be able to be selling things during that time, anyways, regardless. Let alone an Israelite. Okay, we're not gonna be able to do those things, even if those things are going on and you got stores and things going on. Guess what? It's going to be a persecution of the saints, man. You're going to have to have a shaved beard, right? No fringes on. And you're going to have to announce the name of the Most High, man. If you want to go in there and buy that. That don't mean you got to have a damn chip. We already got chips, man. We've been having chips for years now. Everybody has a chip walking on them right now. I guarantee it. If you have an iPhone, you have a chip. If you have a credit card, guess what? When you go to the store and it says swipe or guess what? Insert chip. You already got it, man. The chip been here. It's not this ain't nothing new, man. Okay? So we got to get out of the hype doctrine. And we got to deal with the precepts, man. We got to deal with what the precepts say. Not with damn hype doctrine, man. The Lord said we would be hated. The Lord said we would be hated of all men, man, for his sake. I know I already pulled that precept, but I'm gonna pull it again. Because you got to realize these things, man. We're not going to be able to buy and sell during that time. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 9. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. You see that? So the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who know that they're Israelites, guess what? Hey, the persecution of the saints is going to be nigh, and it's going to be coming, and you're not going to be able to buy nothing regardless during that time. So guess what? If you're not conforming your ways, if you're not damn getting down with the doctrines and philosophies of this world, guess what? You're not going to be able to what? You're not going to be able to buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Straight like that, man. Okay? Straight like that. Now, let's go to Revelations 14. And we'll start at 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of her wine, of the wrath of her fornication. That is Babylon the Great, America, the so-called white man. Because what did they do? They deceive all the nations and make them drink of their wine, which is what the doctrines and philosophies that who they push. Reading on, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, right, which is America, or his image, right, which is what he pushes, Christianity, Islam, fornication, wickedness, adultery, profaning the Sabbath day, lying, stealing, killing, destroying, hating your brother in your heart, continuing to be homosexuals, even though all throughout the scriptures they tell you you can't. All these different things, reading on, and receive his mark in his forehead, meaning you're not necessarily a homosexual, you're not necessarily in Christianity, but guess what? You justify those people, or in his hand, meaning guess what? You get down with all those different things. You get down with all those doctrines, philosophies, ways of living, ways of life, homosexuality. You are part of it all. Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right? So, Lord willing, man, y'all was edified through the Spirit with this video. Okay, understanding that the mark of the beast is not a chip, it's not a vaccine or any of those things. That doesn't mean get neither of those things, but just to edify the people and let them know through the precepts, through wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that it is not a physical thing, but it is a spiritual thing. Okay? Going into the doctrines, philosophies, and the ways of this world and the ways of this society that they push heavily upon not only our children, but the people in the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and the Native American Indians. Okay? So, Lord, willing, y'all was edified through the Spirit. Want to give a call, halam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Kwame Yasha Allah. Shalom.